Yes, awesome. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Gluttons for Geekdom Live. My name is Nick James, and today we're going to be going back into the Star Wars universe. I think that what I'm going to do, so spoilers right up front, is I'm going to go through Rogue One as well as talking about Episode 4, because if you've seen them or if you know anything about Star Wars, that's how that movie works. You know, everybody makes the joke of everybody's got spoilers for the Rogue One series, George Lucas directing, and that's because it's episode 3.5, pretty much. The original Star Wars, A New Hope, came out in 1977. It was done by George Lucas, and that means written and directed by him. Later on, they'd go to different people until he came back to do a brand new saga, and then we know how that went. And how it's mostly fielded, well, we'll get to that, because I don't mind the second prequels or the first trilogy, depending on how you want to number it. They're movies 4, 5, and 6, but they're episodes 1, 2, and 3. If you don't know, then you're really on the wrong page if you can't keep up with that. You know, that's one of the hardest things to explain. I was working with a guy, and he's like, but did you see the original Star Wars? I was like, yeah, New Hope. I love that one. He goes, no, it's just called Star Wars. I'm like, no, it's a saga. They're all kind of called Star Wars, A New Hope, you know, Return of the Jedi and Empire, and that's how that works. And it was hard getting through. So if you don't know that, you're on the wrong page, because we do like talking about our Star Wars. So anyway, also, sorry, another thing is people are like, we want a Luke Skywalker movie because Sebastian Stan, the guy who plays the Winter Soldier, there's this freaking picture going around the internet, hardcore, and it's young Mark Hamill, Luke, and then Sebastian Stan, and they're like, look, it looks like the same guy. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but we have a prequel on Luke because that's Star Wars, that's A New Hope. We find out, we're led to believe that from the end of episode 3, where it's him and his wife, his aunt and uncle, excuse me, they're standing there, and that's how episode 3 ends. I'm standing looking at the two sons of Tatooine, and then we have open episode 4, and he's a whiny little boy. I mean, as his freaking father was, we find out, you know, I wanted to go to the Tashi converter and power station, and I want to join the rebellion, and it leads them down a path, but you gotta say, he's a little bit of a whiny bitch. I don't want a full movie about that. We got it. It's called Star Wars. Let's continue. His parents, his aunt and uncle, you know, because you cannot have a good hero without them losing the people who raised them right in front of them. Burnt to a crisp, Empire comes looking for him. And how this ties into Rogue One is basically, in episode 4, two droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, you know, the whole famous Princess Leia bending over and putting them in the plans. Those plans that she put into R2-D2 in episode 4 are the plans that they took in Rogue One. That is what we already knew, because if you listen to General Kenobi, you know, as he hasn't gone by Obi-Wan in a long time, why is he British? Why are there so many British accents in space? Said, you know, these plans came at a great loss. We knew that everybody was going down in Rogue One. That's how the movies. If you didn't know, then again, you're not that big into the universe. But if you are that big into the universe, that's why you're watching this. So I shouldn't have to call spoilers that much, I hope. But that's basically what happens. So he's got the plans, and they got to go blow up the Death Star. And we find out that, you know, it's been one of the biggest jokes almost in all of pop culture, because Star Wars is leaked into pop culture so heavily that, you know, you built this giant machine that can blow up planets, but you left a port in it the size of a pinhole that could blow it up in one thing. Rogue One reveals that it was done on purpose by a guy who worked willingly, because he knew if I didn't do it, somebody else would build the Death Star. But at least if I'm the one who could do it, I could put in this pinhole that nobody will know about, and I can get the word out. So it kind of explains it beautifully of why this would happen and why he would do that. So that's all of episode 4. You know, it's you go up and you get the greatest song in all of the galaxy, the Katina song, and that's where you meet the most awesome guy in the world, Han Solo, who's not a freaking Solo fan, and you meet the Wookiee, Chewbacca, and they're gonna take Ben and Luke to Coruscant. Coruscant? No. What planet do they blow up with Leia on there? That's the planet, whatever planet she's from. Why can't I remember it? Blanking. Anyway, so they got to blow up. Comment down below. Somebody let me know what planet that is. Oh, it's Leia's planet. It's bothering the heck out of me. Please comment. When they show up there, there's nobody there. There's nobody at the planet because they blew up the planet. That's when they get sucked into the Death Star. And Obi-Wan's like, oh, that's a force I haven't feel. Or no, Vader goes, that's a force I haven't felt in a while. Presence I haven't felt in a while. And like kind of the back text that is, that's a presence I haven't felt in a while since I was with this guy. in a lava planet and he just cut off all my limbs and left me there to die. That's the last time I felt his presence, but we didn't know all that. It's kind of funny to make fun of now, and he's like, if you strike me down, Vader, I'm going to become more powerful than you'll ever know. And he's there, and oh god. So it's not turning... Oh, my battery died. See, that doesn't happen to freaking Jedis, because they have crystals in here that power them. They don't have to go through that embarrassment. Could you imagine, though? Somebody's like, time out, my lightsaber died. So he strikes him down, and that's when, you know, we see the bitchiest of Luke Skywalker. No! While I'm doing this, Carrie Fisher, I'm still not over it a little bit, so... Alderaan, Lawrence, my dude. They blow up Alderaan. Looking for love in Alderaan places. I should have fucking remembered that. My language, excuse me. Alderaan, Lawrence, my dude, Joker. Thank you. So Alderaan blows up, and that's when Luke really gets his bitchiest, and he's like, no! I was going to go into my Carrie Fisher thing. I can't. I'm still deep down, but we do meet Princess Leia, and she's awesome in the flick, and you know, give me that blaster, and aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Just all this pep that was really... I'm not going to go in. I can't cry live on camera. It's just not becoming. So they're getting off the Death Star. Now they have the plans, and they're going to give it to the rebels. And that's when the big fight happens. That's where we see X-Wings for the first time. And they come in, and they do their thing, and Vader's roaming around in his weird little one. TIE fighters are twin-ion engines. Let somebody know, you know, you're a little bit smarter now. And that actually is true. I think actually on this planet, Earth, we have those. I don't want to speak too big. Yo, what up, Josh? Honorable mention to you, Jay. Yeah, no, you too, guys. These are my biggest fans. They're awesome. I love both of you so much. Thanks for tuning in and commenting. Makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself as much. So at the end of it, we get the X-Wings, we get all that, and they blow it up. So one of my favorite things ever is, if you're not familiar with Robot Chicken, you get the call back to Palpatine. But at the time, we didn't know. But that is the bad guy. That is the Emperor. And it's, what do you mean they blew up the Millennium Falcon? It's from Vader. Well, what have you been doing? Oh, you've just been roaming around waiting for a signal? You must smell like garbage wrapped in burnt bacon. And they just go through, he's like, well, if you don't get your ass back here, well, I'm going to tell everybody what a bitch you were when Padme or Padamambe died. Oh, he's crying, and he's talking to the guy with the really weird horns that come down. Hold on, let me get a turkey club. If you don't look it up. It's one of the best things, and I really do hope that that's what Vader was doing as they were walking around that old time, because that's pretty awesome. So going back, like, if you didn't know, that is Rogue One. It's not that big of a spoiler. You know, I don't want to go into specifics yet because, you know, I am one of the Force is with me. We'll go into that. But if you didn't know, it's just awesome. If you literally can watch Rogue One going into Episode 4, it's like, it's right there. You can't see my thumb because it's one piece, because that's how close they are. It literally latches right on, and you're off and going. We'll do Empire next time. I'm probably going to talk here. On the podcast front, Bobby Deuce and I got together last night. We had a little bit of John Boy. He's coming back. We're all going to get back together. We are so pumped, though. We're going to do a special reintroduction, so you get the regular Geeking Around, and then you get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle podcast coming at you. Special guest star, Rick Classic, awesome guy, classy guy, lives up to his name. He's going to jump on that. I'll edit, get them out very soon as I can, so you'll have fresh podcasts. Join me here Tuesday through Friday at 4:30, Saturday mornings for our Saturday morning animation congregation podcast. We're going to start more YouTubing. Go to youtube.com, look up Gluttons for Geekdom. We're on there trying to get previous stuff up. We just got a lot of stuff coming, okay? Thank you, guys. Josh, Jonathan for hanging out. Lawrence, who else is on here? Perfect. Twin ion engine. Sorry, yes. All right, more you know. Thank you, guys. I am one with the Force with me. Gluttons for Geekdom live.